Hello. It's Thursday, February 10th. Today I have the task of speaking on jealousy. Jealousy can be driven by a poor self-image. It can be hard to truly believe that your partner or friend or sister or mother or father, aunt, cousin, or brother, it does not matter the type of relationship, it will simply present itself differently for the type of relationship it is. But it can be hard to truly believe that your partner really cares about you. If it is not directly about self-esteem, it will be about unrealistic expectations for a relationship, even a relationship with self. Dear, your soul could be jealous of your mind or body when neglected for the love and expectations of another. So today I am writing about jealousy. Now, I have always been attractive. I've always been giving. I have always been secure within myself. There were moments when I failed to be most connected to inner, but ultimately I have never experienced long-term doubt of my intelligence or attractiveness or ability to draw in. If there are any problems, I first look to the outside environment and then meditate on how that is interrupted my inner. Interrupted and interpreted by inner, okay? Because remember, everything is subtle, subliminal. So how did your inner interpret what just happened to you? So, I'm going to talk about a situation with someone, and I mentioned this person very early on in my frenemies cheating and lying video. And our last argument was about jealousy. This is going to be the friend that I said could not stand when I could not stand to give anyone a compliment and gave me bad advice. Okay, so this friend married the first person that asked her. And actually, I'll start with our last argument was about jealousy. That is the last thing that we fell out over. So she married the first person that asked her. I had already been asked as well, and it was the same situation. A man in the military. I turned him down, but when her opportunity came, she did not turn down hers. And she had met hers through my own relationship with someone outside of the service. They were best friends. When she told me she was moving out of the state, I was angry. I was furious. And I wouldn't have been if it wasn't for the unrealistic expectations of my relationship with her. It wasn't because I thought she didn't deserve to be married. It wasn't because I had low self-esteem. Though I did just date her husband's best friend for 9 months, only to end up in a breakup. And she only dated a month before she was married. But I felt that this man was stealing my happiness. All of this transpired within 5 months of her graduating high school. And I expected my best friend and I to enjoy the early beginnings of adulthood together. I expected to do shit. I don't know what, but she just left me high and dry for a person who was actually doing all the same things I complained about within relationships and did not settle for. But she considers herself as good because she got married. Yeah, she was taking shit, but it's only acceptable under marriage. That is literally the rhetoric for married versus single. You're stupid, and something is wrong with you if you take shit and if he didn't put a ring on it. But if you have a ring on it, then this struggle and this shit is marriage, and it's something you have to work at through thick and thin. So what I'm saying here is I'm single, she's married, we're dealing with the same situation, but the only thing that makes me less than to her is the fact that I was not married, even though we were experiencing the same things. Well, I expressed my unhappiness. I had even told her that I was jealous. And though the feeling was real, it wasn't directed at her. She stated in response to that she felt that I didn't think she deserved anything. That couldn't have been further from the truth. Because back then I worked 2 jobs and I would pay for anything that she needed. Shopping sprees, shit for graduation. She got $300 in gifts from me and we were only 18 years old. I worked overtime to do that for her. It's also not that I thought she owed me anything for that. Just she deserved the world and she deserved me. Yeah, I was jealous, but of her bonehead husband. He had the relationship and her presence took her far away from me so that I would be alone yet again. I finally had a friend and we were just about to get the hell out of Dodge and he took her, got out of Dodge and left me behind, and he didn't even deserve her. Now I got to change up my plans. When I expressed this to her, I expressed it more than once, and she refused to listen. She always said the same thing. I don't think she deserves anything, and I'm a jealous person. One instance of jealousy does not make me a person with the character flaw of jealous. Note that she would say, I don't think she deserves anything. That comment is actually a projection of what she thinks of herself in regards to comparison to me. She was actually jealous of me. Marrying was one-upping, and my openness about how the transition affected our lives as friends was somehow construed as haterade. She said I called her a bitch twice, and I did. I can't remember the certain reason surrounding it. I think it had to do with code switching. I'm Black. And, in AAV, we call people bitch as a term of endearment. This girl was Caucasian and she was offended. And even after apologizing and explaining, she was still angry with me. She began to keep a list. I called her a dumbass once and she had forgot about something or made a mistake, and dumbass left my lips as I chuckled. She was upset yet again. I apologized yet again. I missed her wedding rehearsal, and it was because I was being abused under severe control of who comes in and out. So she determined it was because I was trying to sabotage, and it was all my fault because she gave me the opportunity to leave him. Excuse me? Savior complex. This is an instance where censoring comes into play. I didn't hate her or dislike her secretly. I just couldn't be myself. I couldn't curse as much as I wanted, and she never really knew me. And she took certain things I said or did as malicious because I was always trying to be good. She never saw the real me, so when it slipped, it seemed unkind when it really wasn't, despite me spending all my money and waking hours with her, and she used to call me like 20 times a day when she moved. Despite that, 6 years later after this loyalty I expressed, she still had held these few infractions against me. What she failed to mention to people was that when I said I liked my hair, she'd always tell me what style she preferred to see on me instead. I had a tendency to make overly confident statements like, anyone would fuck me. And she detested those comments, said it was fake confidence. She failed to mention that she gave me sabotaging advice that I went on to share with others and affected other people. That she allowed her husband to call me a slut, and together they would not only make me token Black chick and target of jokes on outings, they would offer my phone number for discounts. I can count on less than one hand how many times she paid for an outing. She would always invite the others out, pay their way, but never mine, but twice. She bought a pizza that everyone was included in, so I wasn't the only one treated. And she paid for a haunted house outing. She later goes on to scold me to say that this was her husband's money and he works hard for his money and I shouldn't be mooching. But had no problem paying anybody else's way. Just picked on me. Her parents paid for a $12 meal And it was a big deal because I didn't have the etiquette to understand that being invited out doesn't mean that you are being paid for. I didn't offer to pay my part of the meal. Or did they not have etiquette? See, she also gave a gift for my son that was lost in transit when I provided my address and made a mistake, even though she was given the address and lost it multiple times. The last time I made a mistake, and it's all my fault, and I'm ungrateful. She didn't mention that for many years. She would tell me of all the people that I never even spent time with on a personal level, about their engagements, marriages, and pregnancies, and that she rubbed everyone's marriages in my face for years. Every time I would say, well, my husband must be the bomb.com, and that's why I gotta wait so long. Every time until the last time. The last time it was a disabled young woman from high school, and I responded, well, damn, this bitch is getting married before me too, huh? I still ended with something along the lines of that's good for her and congrats or whatever, but I literally never spoke to her outside of school. And I had been out of school for like 5 or 6 years, so what did it matter? I was definitely surprised by her response to how jealous I was and how she defended someone neither of us even knew. It would not make sense to be jealous of a stranger. You don't know what their situation is. And I still held on to my husband must be the bomb.com. Mantra. Yeah, this is a mantra. I just say this shit all the time. I must be waiting so long because my husband is the bomb.com. My husband must be the bomb.com. That's why I'm waiting so long. One, I'm not going to settle is the point. So this argument went on. She accused me of not being a friend because I didn't go to a funeral of her mother-in-law that I only met one time. And I happened to be nursing a newborn, and she expected me to go without being asked, which is an unrealistic expectation. Express your need. Because I did text asking if there was any help that they needed that she never responded to. She claims I used her for a birthday gift. I actually received the gift in hopes it would touch my heart to change my mind about letting her go. After opening the gift, I could see that she never cared for me like I did her. So for every day, she projected her jealousy and mooching onto me. I lost my spot because the computer screen turned off. So I'm trying to find it. I have never been like that. I feel like a lot of my videos seem to condone or defend. I just feel like when I share, there's one sentence for everyone that'll hit home. Jealousy, resentment, those are emotions of passion. You cannot resent someone you do not love. And you can't be jealous of anyone you do not know or admire. I look around at people who are jealous. It's mostly about the expectations of the relationship, not really self-esteem. In fact, it usually starts as an unrealistic expectation. And as the expectations are failing to be met, it attacks self-esteem. Does that make sense? The thought process typically goes, I'm not getting, let's say in this case, married. So that must mean I'm not good enough to receive marriage. And that's exactly what happened after hearing about the 15th woman to get married and have kids in wedlock. Did I mention the last time this happened? I was in the last trimester of a pregnancy with my daughter. Oh no, she was purposely triggering. Okay. Being married at 30 is unrealistic. We all had unrealistic goals set. And with each passing marriage, I was being programmed to leave. I wasn't good enough. And it caused temporary low self-esteem. You know, I got it back shortly after I had my daughter, though. And one thing that she always accused me of is not being open to love. And that was so contradictory because the only reason that she met who she married is because I was open to love. So I experienced a lot of projection in that relationship, but what I also experienced was jealousy. She was jealous of me. No, I'm not one of those people that, oh, you're jealous. Oh, you're jealous. You're jealous. You're jealous too. You and you and you and you are all jealous. No, what's actually happened is that you have unrealistic expectations. And when you see me meeting those unrealistic expectations, it causes you to feel less than. That's it. That's all. And so then that festers and it turns into full on envy. I think it's very simple. This was actually a quicker video than I expected. I'm actually excited because I really didn't feel like talking much more. Y'all I actually have another video I'm supposed to talk on today too. So y'all have a good day.